Hey guys, welcome back here to today's episode of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys checking out today's episode. And guys, today I have got a truly secret technique I want to share with y'all that I have been using to catch bass for over 30 years, and I call it burning a floating worm. I almost won the Bassmaster Megabucks tournament at Lake Murray several years ago on it. Almost won another Bassmaster Top 150 tournament at Lake Murray on it. So I'm going to describe to you guys the conditions it works good and sort of show you everything about the technique. When you get in that situation, I think it's going to add up to some good fish for you guys. Also, guys, before we get started, just a quick reminder, you probably heard me talking about it the last week, but I'm getting ready to start a live stream here on Intuitive Angling. And the live stream is going to be a private live stream for channel members and Patreon members. And this is going to be a chance, guys, I'm going to try to do it like once a week or once every other week. Talk about stuff that I can't talk about on the main channel. This is going to be a really good dialogue to interact with me, and they're going to be like maybe an hour-long live stream. So if you're interested, guys, all you have to do is just either go to my YouTube homepage, click on it and join as a member. We got a lot of different membership options, or you can join the Patreon program, which is linked in the description of my video here. And I think it's going to be a really fun time. So we're going to probably get going on that within the next couple weeks or something like that. Okay, my secret burning floating worm trick. First of all, anytime I talk about something secret, guys, the trolls always come out and say, "Oh, Randy, that's no secret. I've been doing that forever." Guys, I could get on my channel here and say, I got this secret technique of vertical jigging a hula popper in 60 foot of water in the wintertime, and I'll have some trolls get on and say, "That's no secret. I've been doing that forever." So if you burn a floating worm, good for you, but this is sort of a secret technique. So anyway, here's the rigging technique, what you want to do it on here. First of all, I don't have it set up here. I've been yard working. Got to get in the house and start getting the kids settled down for the evening. First of all, when you rig your floating worm up, guys, always rig it on a barrel swivel. Barrel swivel is very critical with this technique, because when you're burning a floating worm, if you do not have a barrel swivel on your line, it's going to twist your line like a mother. I mean, really, really bad. So put a barrel swivel about a foot above the floating worm, and then what you want to do is you want to rig it with a straight shank. This is a Gamakatsu G finesse. I'll link this in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description, this particular hook. This is a little big here. I don't use one this big. I usually use like a 2-aught. And then I use a Zoom trick worm. A lot of different colors, just depending on the water clarity. And one of the things about rigging this, I'll tell you about rigging this for this burning technique, is what you want to do on the trick worm. You've got a flat side here and you've got a rounded side. You want this hook to come out the rounded side. So start out, I'm going to thread it through. You do not want to, don't ever use an EWG hook on a floating worm, guys. That's a terrible hook to use on it. You can't get the best action. Use a straight shank hook all the time. It's Gamakatsu G finesse. But you want to thread it, and you want to come out the middle of the egg sac. See the egg sacs right there? So just go nice and slow and get it where you're coming out the top of the egg sac, and then come out like that. And you want to rig it. You want to rig it with a little bit of a crook in it. You don't ever want to rig a floating worm straight like that. Just always make just a little tiny crook, and the crook will give it a better action when you do that. So that's the setup with it. And I throw it on a spinning rod all the time. Most of the time I throw it, you guys hear me talk, I don't use braid to fluorocarbon. This is the only time that I do use braid to fluorocarbon, but I use it a barrel swivel. So I'll usually take like 15-pound test, Seaguar Smackdown braid, and the reason that I'm using braid to fluorocarbon on this is that you can make a longer cast, and the braid is pretty much out of the water. You're not even seeing the braid, so that's not a visibility factor. So I'm rigging it like that, 10 to 15-pound test Seaguar Smackdown with about a 10-pound test Seaguar InvizX, about a foot or foot and a half long leader, Seaguar InvizX fluorocarbon line. That's my setup. Megabass spinning rod. You don't want to throw it on a bait caster. You can't burn a floating worm on a bait caster. You can't get the action. So that's the setup. The next thing you want to do, guys, let me grab a spinning rod here real quick, is the spinning rod is everything with this technique. Don't even try to attempt it with a bait caster. There's two baits that you never want to throw on a bait caster. One is a jerk bait we talked about before. The other is a floating worm. Don't get sucked into people trying to tell you that it's okay to throw a jerk bait or a floating worm on a bait caster, because it's not. Okay, so what you want to do here is with the floating worm with the burning technique is you cast it out there and you want to keep your rod tip at about a 9 or 10 o'clock position. And you cast it out there, and as soon as it hits the water, you're going to be reeling it like this. You're just jerking the rod just like that, shaking it and reeling it at the same time. Now what you're wanting to do is this worm, when you're burning it like that, it's coming through the water like this. It's just going everywhere, just like that. Sometimes it's popping out of the water. You don't ever want to get it anything over about 4 to 6 inches under the water. You want the thing burning just fast like that. And guys, I'm going to describe the situation when you get into, when you burn that thing on the surface like that, they will come up and freaking take that rod out of your hand to get it. If you have the right conditions. Here's the right conditions with it. You got 2 windows throughout the course of the year. This is going to work. And it works when the window of the water temperature is 65 to 75 degrees. It doesn't matter if it's April or it doesn't matter if it's October. There's a water temperature window in correlation with the water clarity. You got to have water temperature 65 to 75, and you got to have water clarity of at least 4 foot of clarity. This is a clear water technique, because the thing about the combination of the clear water and that water temperature in that zone, that is what puts those bass in that mood to come up on that bait and get it aggressively. If the water temperature is warmer, or if it's cooler, or if the water visibility is less than 4 foot, you'll never get a bite on it. But when you get that situation there where you got those conditions, guys, just fish this thing, just go down the bank with it. It's like you don't have to throw it against cover. You can catch them on bare rock, you can catch them on bluffs, you can catch them on, riprap banks, you can catch them on gravelly banks. It's just covering water with the thing, and you can burn a lot of water. When you're burning that thing and you're working it fast, you can cover as much water as if you're throwing spinnerbait with it. And it is a fun way to catch them, because since you got this thing close to the surface, you see the fish hit it. I mean, you'll see them come up out of nowhere and get the thing. And obviously it's better in cloudy weather. If you can get a day where it's cloudy, and I prefer a day that doesn't have any wind, it's like that combination of the clouds and the no wind and the clear water, that really gets those fish in a chasing mood to come up vertical on that bait. And guys, it is one of my favorite ways to catch bass. So anyway, guys, try it, probably like this April, and then again next October, it's going to work. Give it a try. I think it's going to help you guys catch some good fish. So I'll talk later.